Three selection is a piscino sack goes when even into Lapo in is served by weaving service sandal. Like so the link to the video will be the discipline below. Go and check them out. So let's into this fighting 3, 2, 1. Uh-oh.
The guards thought it was just another late-night disturbance. Prisoners cried out all the time, fights, stomach aches, withdrawal pains. But when Officer Daniels rushed down the dim hallway, what he saw through the iron bars made his blood run cold. Inmate Marcus, a man sentenced for robbery, was doubled
Wow, really?
over on the floor, gripping his stomach and screaming in agony. Sweat poured down his face, his belly swollen unnaturally large. "Get the nurse," Daniels barked. Within minutes, alarms sounded across the block.
Oh,
Guards swarmed the corridor as Marcus wailed, clutching the metal bars. The pain wasn't ordinary. His body twisted, his
wow.
voice broke into sobs.
Eating level. Yeah.
And then, to the shock of everyone present, his water broke right there on the cold concrete. No one believed it at first, but the impossible was happening. A prisoner was going into labor. Marcus had always been a quiet prisoner. Unlike the others who boasted about crimes, he kept to himself. He worked in the prison kitchen, read books, and never caused trouble. But what most inmates never knew was that Marcus had lived a complicated life long before stepping behind bars. Born with an intersex condition, a rare situation where a person can have both male and female biological traits, Marcus grew up confused and ashamed. Doctors told his parents he was different, but they chose to raise him as a boy. He looked male, acted male, and for most of his life believed he was fully male. But deep down, his body carried the ability to conceive, something no one around him knew. Years later, before prison, Marcus had been in a secret relationship. He never revealed his condition to his partner, a woman named Tasha, who thought he was simply unable to have children. But in reality, during their intimacy, Marcus's female reproductive organs, hidden and underdeveloped, still functioned. Against all odds, one of Tasha's eggs had been fertilized by Marcus's partner's sperm during an encounter they both dismissed as impossible. Shortly afterward, Marcus was arrested for armed robbery and sentenced to 5 years. In prison, his body began to change. He hid his swelling belly under loose uniforms, thinking it was weight gain or stress. But months later, the truth became undeniable. He was pregnant. Out of fear, he kept it secret. He knew the ridicule, the danger from inmates, and the disbelief from guards would crush him. But secrets never last long, especially when contractions arrive in the middle of the night. When guards dragged Marcus to the infirmary, chaos erupted. The prison nurse, Nurse Hernandez, couldn't believe what she was seeing. "This is impossible," she whispered as her gloved hands pressed against his distended belly. The fetal heartbeat monitor beeped steadily, proving beyond doubt that Marcus wasn't lying. News spread like wildfire through the prison. Inmates shouted from their cells, banging on bars, "The man's having a baby." Some laughed, some jeered, others stood in stunned silence. By morning, prison officials gathered with doctors to decide what to do. Marcus sat trembling on the infirmary bed, clutching his swollen stomach. "How?" the warden demanded. The lead doctor explained the truth. Marcus had a rare intersex condition that allowed conception. Before incarceration, he had been with his partner, and against all odds, the pregnancy occurred naturally. "Do you know what this means?" the warden hissed. "The media will eat us alive." But none of that mattered now. Marcus's contractions were getting stronger. He cried out, his voice echoing off the sterile white walls. Nurses rushed to prepare him for an emergency delivery. The guards stood in disbelief as Marcus's face contorted with pain. "I can't do this," he sobbed. "You already are," Nurse Hernandez said firmly, gripping his hand. For hours, the prison block buzzed with rumors. Officers whispered, inmates yelled, and the world outside remained oblivious, for now. But in that small infirmary, the impossible was unfolding in real time. By dawn, Marcus's screams shook the walls. His body writhed in agony as doctors urged him to push. And then, silence, followed by a piercing newborn cry. The guards froze. Nurses exchanged stunned glances. A tiny baby, red-faced and wailing, was lifted into the sterile fluorescent light of the prison infirmary. Marcus collapsed back onto the bed, tears streaming down his face. For years, he had hidden his condition, ashamed of being different. Now the entire world, or at least the prison world, knew the truth. The baby's
Yeah.
cries echoed down the halls, silencing the taunts and jeers from inmates. For the first time in history at this prison, the walls didn't echo with violence, but with the miracle of new life. Officer Daniels muttered under his breath, "I've seen riots, I've seen murders, but never this." In the weeks that followed, the prison buzzed with
Really?
gossip. Some guards mocked Marcus, others treated him with newfound respect. Inmates who once ridiculed him now kept their distance. But Marcus didn't
Really?
care. He spent his days
Oh,
cradling the newborn, a living
wow.
reminder that even in the darkest of places, life can bloom. His partner,
Yeah.
Tasha, was eventually contacted. When she learned the truth, she broke down in tears, promising to fight for custody and to stand by him. Though the outside world would one day hear of the pregnant prisoner, for Marcus, the story was not about shame or ridicule. It was about survival, love, and the impossible gift of life. Would you believe this if it happened in real life? What would you do if you were
Yeah.
one of the guards that night? Subscribe for more unbelievable, true style stories.
Wow. So a Piscino circles when he went into level in the sub by weaving service sandal. The link to the video will be the discipline on top on the below. Go and check them out and drop a like if you like and comment below if you want to see more reaction like this one. And subscribe if you're new and click the bell so you can be notified below in the mud but in post. Wow.